guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I hope you are doing fantastic. Today we are going to talk about Valentine's Day perfume, and that will be the fragrances that might be perfect for a romantic date or just for hanging out by yourself. If you wish, you do not have to spend Valentine's Day, of course, going out for a date or anything like that. You just can make you feel good, and that is okay. So that's just an inspiration of a video. So if you are interested in what 10 fragrances I have chosen for you, please stay tuned. And of course, at the beginning of the video, I would like to welcome all of my viewers. Thank you very much for your support. And if you do not subscribe yet, please do so. I'm posting one video a week on Mondays at 6 p.m. So if you're interested in everything perfume, please stay with me and please subscribe. And let's jump into today's topic. And the first fragrance that I think would be good for a romantic date or just dating by yourself with you alone is Agent Provocateur EDP. It's not a very expensive fragrance. It's rather a cheapie, and it's quite classic in the fragrance community. So if you like rosy perfumes, if you like rose powdery perfume with slight hint of patchouli, musk, that would be for you. If you, for example, like Portrait of a Lady from Frederic Malle, this one will be for you as well. And I have chosen this here because it's a rose perfume mainly, and of course roses we do associate with Valentine's Day. So it's quite a romantic perfume, but at the same time is slightly like from boudoir, is sexual, sensual. So it's not that innocent of a rose. So if you like this spicy roses with patchouli that are like I said, that are like, oh my god, again, that are like from boudoir. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That will be perfect for you. So Agent Provocateur. Another one would be my mood lifter. It's Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandale, and this is a classic version, the one that has honey, orange blossom, patchouli. So it's spicy, it's sweet, it's very, very dense, it's like a liquor. So for me, it's a sweet mood lifter. For some people, it's too sweet. For me, it's perfect. It doesn't become flat at any moment when I'm wearing it. Sometimes fragrances that are very, very sweet are flat on me after a time. Here we do not have this case. It's perfect. It's sweet. It's sensual as well. It's enveloping. So it's perfect for, February date. So that's why I have chosen it. And you need to, of course, watch out if your partner likes sweet fragrances, because this is very, very sweet. And for example, my husband doesn't quite like this fragrance. It's too sweet for him. But if you have a partner who has a sweet tooth, I think that would be perfect. And of course, you need to like it as well. So it's only an inspiration for you. Another fragrance is another rosy fragrance. I do not have a full bottle of it, but I have a sample, and it's Nuit Nomade Jardins du Misfah. And it's very, very beautiful and unique rose combined with dates. So at first I thought it would be very, very sweet. I was picturing like the dates covered in honey, dried dates, very, very sweet. But here rather we have like fresh dates combined with rose water. It's very, very unique, and I highly recommend you try it. It's a rose you have never smelled before. So it's quite a familiar fragrance, but I never had such perfumes before. So it's very, very interesting. You feel like you would be in a desert, in some kind of oasis, and you would be eating dates and, I don't know, have scents of roses around you, something like that. So if you're interested in the brand in general, Nuit Nomade, I have a 10% discount code. It will be linked down below here. And of course, you can buy Jardins de Misfah or a discovery set that contains this fragrance and use my coupon code. So if you want to do so, just please go into the description box, and the links are affiliated links. So if you want to help me out and get a small commission of that, I will be very, very grateful. So yeah, Jardins de Misfah from Nuit Nomade. Another one is another classic and another very cheap fragrance, and the fragrance that is not that talked about in the fragrance community anymore, but I think it deserves more hype. Calvin Klein Obsession Night. This one I have chosen because it really surprised me, especially last year when I wanted to revisit it, maybe to put it this way, when I wanted to rediscover it, because I knew this scent. My colleague from work from years ago was wearing the scent, and I was associating the scent with her only. But now I decided that I want to try it on myself, and oh boy, it's so nice. It's so seductive. It's fresh. It's warm. It's sexy at the same time, and I think it's a perfect unisex fragrance. So men do not have to, be worried by wearing it. It's for women. It's targeted, to women, but I do not see any obstacle for men to wear it. It slightly reminds me of Armani Code. It's not the same thing, but just general fragrance profile reminds me kind of Armani Code. So if you like this warm, enveloping, slightly fresh, but very, very mysterious fragrances, I think Calvin Klein Obsession Night would be for you. I heard that it has been reformulated. I didn't have any previous versions. This is my first bottle ever in my collection, so I wasn't using it years before, so I cannot tell you how it was before, but on me it's very, very good. It lasts very long time. It has really decent projection, and for its price, even if you do not feel very satisfied with the lasting power, you can always respray because it's very, very cheap and it's alluring, and I wouldn't say it costs that little, it's really good scent. So yeah, Obsession Night from Calvin Klein. Another one is from Roberto Cavalli, and actually this house is not very often talked about as well, so I'm trying to bring you the fragrances that are kind of forgotten, and they are in really good prices, so why not to talk about them? We do not have to always use very, very hyped and popular things. Roberto Cavalli Florence. So it's an EDP, and it's an EDP that is very, very in kind of La Vie Belle, for example. So if you like La Vie Belle and fruituli perfume in general, so that means it has fruits and patchouli in it, some flowers, then Florence will be for you. It has slight elements of La Vie Belle, I would say kind of like Jimmy Choo EDP. However, it's not that heavy, not that overwhelming. It has black currant in it. It has patchouli, as I said. It has some flowers. It's a crowd pleaser, basically. It's nothing like groundbreaking. You won't, be the most original person in the room when you are wearing it. But I think for a romantic encounters, when you want to just smell nice, smell good, it would be nice. And I really, really like it. There is a time and place for such a perfumes. This is quite safe bet and not that expensive. And look at the bottle, it's just beautiful. I remember that I first fell in love with the bottle, and then I, felt the fragrance, and I liked it as well. Not that much of a like, that I love it and I have to have it, but I got it on my birthday and I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection. I will be using it with pleasure. So I think if you like mainstream perfumes, but at the same time you're looking for something slightly different, that would be very, very good. So Roberto Cavalli Florence. Another one, it's much more intense because it's C Armani, and it's an intense version, the newest perfume from the house. And I was wearing Armani C, the classic one, in 2014, but I stopped because it was massively popular back then. But now I got the intense version, and I must say I'm strongly reminded of the classic version. But this one, intense version, is more concentrated. It's like, you know, concentrated version and much sweeter version of a classic, much more like a liquor from the first version as well, much more boozy, I would say. It has some elements of it has some darker elements in it, just like that. But if you are opening the bottle and you sniff it, you instantly reminded of Classic C. So if you like Classic C from Giorgio Armani, I think C Intense would be like, you know, step up in your collection. And it's very, very long lasting. It's quite potent. It has rose as well. It has patchouli. It has benzoin resin. So in the base, of course, so it's warm, it's enveloping, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's quite sophisticated as well. You know, I do not have to talk about much about C Armani because it's classic already. So yeah, for romantic dinners, get-togethers, I think it's perfect. All right, another one, and this one is a new thing in my collection. It's Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash Unspoken. At least here in Poland is widely available now. I do not know what happened. I do not know if it is to be discontinued, if it was discontinued, but now they have restocked. I do not know. I know that the normal original Stash is to be discontinued. It was available for some time in Polish shops as well, online shops, so I bought a backup, but I do not know how long it will be. It will last there, but now Stash Unspoken is very, very cheap here in Poland, so I decided to buy it, and I gather it would be perfect fragrance for every day basically and for every occasion. And I will tell you straight away, it doesn't remind me much of a classic Stash. As you know, I love classic Stash very, very much. For me, it's an old liquor cabinet. It gives me warmth. It's very, very woody. Some people get pickles. I do not get pickles. I get mostly woods, warm woods, slightly incensey even. Here we only can tell it might be, you know, associated in some way with Stash by the woody base. And in this woody base, sometimes you can feel slight lingering of the classic, of the woods from classic Stash, but it is not at all the same thing. And I will tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me very, very much of Black Opium from Yves Saint Laurent. It has some mainstream touches in it. However, I need to tell you, on me at least, it's very, very long lasting. I heard that people have, you know, the longevity problems, but I do not really have them. And on me, it's, even though it smells kind of like Black Opium, it's much more, I would say, even potent. And it lasts much longer than Black Opium even. And it has like musky base, musky woody base. So basically for me, it's like perfume that is kind of similar to classic Black Opium from Yves Saint Laurent, but it at the same time has a woody base, musky base. It's very, very interesting. It's very comforting. It has tonka bean in the base as well, so it's slightly sparkling. Very, very interesting perfume, and I would give it few wears before you know, you will tell your opinion about the scent, because it really evolves, it changes, and it's, you know, multi-dimensional, so you need to give it time. I need to confess that first time when I sprayed it, I was very, very disappointed because, you know, I didn't expect something like Black Opium, you know. I do not even quite like Black Opium because it's too popular to mainstream for me. But when I started to wear it, I really got appreciation for that. And it's a perfume, as I said, for every time, for every occasion, even if it's like elegant date, elegant dinner, or casual day at work, you will feel elegant, put together, and clean. And I think sometimes we go for this effect. So I think Stash Unspoken is very, very good positioning in a collection. If you have possibility, just get it because it's really, really good and its lasting power is really, really nice. Okay, another one, another fragrance with tonka beans, and it's Commodity Milk Plus. We still have time for this perfume. It's warm. The perfume itself is warm because, of course, now we are in a winter time still. But I think for a date, it's a really, really nice fragrance. As I said, warm, slightly almondy, slightly spicy, like vanillic, slightly lactonic, however very, very elegant, and do not get by the name milk, you know, don't get the name milk fool you, because it's not that milky. It's like marshmallows, you know, grilled in fire. I do not know how to say it. Okay, let's leave it there. So it's very, very warm. It's mainly tonka bean. So if you do not like tonka bean, do not touch Milk Plus. However, for any other people who like sweet, smoky fragrances with slightly woody base again, that would be perfect. And it's seductive, it's nice, it's warm and cozy, and it's inviting. So I think you may go for this effect as well on Valentine's Day. Another perfume, it's classic already as well. I have only 10 ml. It's Jean-Paul Gaultier La Belle Parfum Intense. So this one has tonka as well, and I think tonka bean in general is very, very elegant note that elevates the scent, so I really, really do like it. And here we also have white flowers, we have cherry, and we have any other ingredients, many other ingredients. I think we have also here pear, so it's really, really nice as well, and it's very, again, put together, very elegant, very alluring. So it's giving me like this grown, elegant woman vibes. Very, very nice, and a staple in many people's collection as far as I know. So yeah, it's a very, very nice perfume. It's sweet, but at the same time slightly refreshing. So it's not too sweet, not too nauseating. I know some people get nausea from this one, so you need to try it on yourself, like everything. All right, so this one and the last one, oh, we are finishing with all tonka fragrances, and it just by accident, I didn't, you know, plan it to do it on purpose. And the last one I have only a decant of, it's BDK Velvet Tonka. This one is just like 2 words, majestic tonka, like queen tonka, tonka for a queen. Oh, this one is so nice. For me, it's marzipan mixed with white flowers. It's so alluring, so tasty, but at the same time very, very mature, very elegant, very sparkling. So as I told you, tonka bean gives me this sparkliness in perfume, which I really love. This matureness, this sparkling. It's sparkling, it's mature, it's elegant, it's everything. It's everything that you want to have from this, you know, seductive and feminine fragrances, especially on a date. It's not that feminine. It has some woody base. Men, I think, can also pull it off, but you know, for me, if I would say, it leans more feminine, but of course, each skin is different, so you need to check it if you are a man and you want to wear it. But it's so, so nice. It's so alluring, so elegant. It smells like money. So if you are looking for marzipan-y white flowery perfume, that would be it. All right, so that was 10 perfume for Valentine's Day. I hope you liked this video. Let me know what are your type for this kind of day. Whether, as I said, you were spending this day with someone or just by yourself, perfectly fine, or if you were going out with friends. Thank you very much for watching today, and see you in my next videos. Bye bye.